What's up, everybody, and welcome to the channel. I want to talk to you guys about a plan B because in any situation, it is always good to have a backup plan. You always want to hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. So, just in case UFL gets to a point where they can't continue forward because the player base doesn't grow or they don't have the finances or whatever the case is, or maybe the game continues forward, but it just doesn't meet expectations and a vast majority of the players decide, no way, I'm not playing. Now, obviously, there's a reason I'm saying this. If the game was in a great place and everybody was loving it, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation, even though it is always good, like I just said, to have a plan B. With that said, it is clear that the game isn't in a great place. Now, if you love the game, great. I'm not saying that everybody hates the game, but all it takes is a quick scroll through my comments, through everyone else's comments, whether it's Reddit, another channel, and also, I'm a player just like you, and I know how I feel about the game, as I've said in previous videos. So, we are talking as if UFL is going under, or you just can't play the game anymore. What will you do then? Are you just done with football games altogether? Which for me, that is not an option. Football is my passion, and football gaming is my competitive outlet within the sport. Not to mention, I truly believe FC25 is now an excellent game. Post-patch, EA Sports has done a phenomenal job, not just with gameplay, but with content as well. And a prime example of that is the re-release of Maradona, which is currently going on. In the past, they would have just released a base icon version worth a ton of coins and been okay with the fact that a vast majority of players won't be able to use Maradona. Now, however, they gave every player a free Maradona that also has 3 evolutions possible, all free, 3 different positions, so there's a unique twist to it where you can choose which position you want to go with, and an option to further boost them if you want to pay the 500k coins or 1,000 FC points. And this is a prime example of how the player base will prevail. It took some years because EA Sports is a monster, but the player base prevailed, and now what the players want and need, EA Sports is listening to. And I truly hope Strikers and Konami are paying attention to this, and going forward we can have 3 games that all the player bases, whether that you play all 3 or 2 of the 3 or 1 of the 3, can be happy with the game or games that they're playing. With that being said, the one game that doesn't get a ton of attention on this channel is eFootball, which obviously has a strong enough player base to keep the game ticking this long, and it could be a game for you. Now, if you've been part of the channel, you know I dabbled in the game a little bit. It was honestly my second go, and it just doesn't do it for me. They have some good ideas, and I could see the direction they're trying to go, but there's just too many broken things that took away what I call a skill gap, right? That is my favorite part about football video games. That brings the competitive side to it, namely the defense, completely broken. And so I decided to go back to UFL and FC because, much like UFL is right now, I don't want to play a game where non-skilled players have a way to be able to compete. And that for me is where the sports video game world clashes with the real life sports world, because to be good in sports in real life, you have to have skill, and you can train and get more and more skilled, and you'll have more and more success. There is no corner cutting. There are no exploits to allow you to stay in games or even win games. So that is a total turnoff for me. But eFootball and UFL can absolutely change. Look at FC25 and the course it was on, and then EA Sports comes out and totally changes the game up. UFL and eFootball, it's possible. Now, obviously the one thing EA Sports has is a ton of money. Way more than Konami. Way more than Strikers. But that doesn't mean that Strikers with UFL or Konami with eFootball can't make these games great and maybe one day even surpass EA Sports with FC, or at least be neck and neck. And not only am I open to playing all 3 games, but I truly am rooting for all 3 games to succeed because it is just better for football gaming in general. It gives football gaming players different options, and most importantly, it holds the development companies accountable to giving the players the best game possible because they don't want to lose their players or their competitors. They don't want to fall behind the curve. So it goes back to hoping for the best but preparing for the worst. We are all hoping that Strikers with UFL succeeds, as well as Konami with eFootball, and we hope that EA Sports continues on the right path with FC. Or maybe you don't agree with me. Maybe you think FC's terrible and eFootball is great, or eFootball and FC are terrible and UFL are great. Whatever you think, just with Strikers and UFL being brand new and us not knowing just where they're at financially, and with the numbers not trending in the right direction, I wanted to make sure that those playing UFL, especially if you put all of your eggs in just the UFL basket, which was me not too long ago. Pre-patch FC25, I was totally done with the game, and fortunately, UFL came calling, so I was very, very lucky. Then, as UFL started going the wrong direction, FC25 is totally redone, and EA Sports dropped a total surprise, at least for me, and I know for many others, with a patch that truly catered to the players. So, now we are here, and UFL is continued down that wrong path. FC is a great game for me to play, but I'm not worried about me. I want to make sure that you guys, as the players, especially those just playing UFL, have a plan B. If you want to continue playing football, which direction will you go? Is it going to be eFootball? Is it going to be FC? Are you going to try both and see which one you like? Or are you just going to be done with football games altogether? It is worth having that in the back of your mind, while, of course, hoping for the best and rooting for UFL. That way, no matter what happens, you can keep grinding, you can keep having fun playing football games, and we can continue on this journey together, doing what we love to do in the gaming world. So, with that being said, I appreciate all of you, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.